Intel Lunar Lake A1 sample CPU boost and cache specs leak out. HXL, at 9550 Pro, has highlighted an intriguing pinned post on the Chinese community site, where ZR, a self-described central processing unit, CPU, expert, has shared a very fuzzy, low-quality screenshot of a Windows Task Manager session. The information on display indicates that a genuine Intel R0000 1.0 GHz processor was in use, perhaps a very early Lunar Lake, LNL, engineering sample, ES1. ZR confirmed the pre-release nature of the onboard chip, and teased its performance prowess. It's good to use the craftsmanship that others have stepped on. It can run 2.8 GHz with only a one-step, and it is very smooth. The A1 designation implies that the leaked sample is among the first LNL processor prototypes to exit manufacturing facilities. Intel previewed its Lunar Lake MXSoC package to press representatives last November. ZR's followers have pored over the screenshot and ascertained that the leaked example sports a 8-core plus 8-thread, without hyperthreading, 4P plus 4 configuration. Others were confused by the chip's somewhat odd onboard cache designations: L1, 836 KB, L2, 14 MB and L3, 12 MB. ZR believes that prototype's setup is obviously not up to par, when a replier compares the spec to an N300 series processor. It is theorized that Windows Task Manager is simply not fully capable of detecting the sample's full makeup, but ZR reckons that 12 MB of L3 cache is the correct figure. A Tom's Hardware article has similarly analyzed the A1 chip's screenshot credentials. They have compiled this data into a speculative specification sheet, see above. They noted a couple of differences. When compared to Intel's current mobile CPU generation, the L1 cache designation implies that Lunar Lake doesn't come with any low-power E-cores like Meteor Lake, or all are low power but with increased L1 cache size. The 2.8 GHz boost clock is also unsurprising since the sample is likely S-silicon. Things get weird when you start looking at the cache, though. It would appear Lunar Lake is identical to Meteor Lake in the L1 and L2 cache, or at least that's what the screenshot implies. However, the Lunar Lake sample has only 12 MB of L3 cache, lower than the 14 MB of L2 cache. Usually, a higher level of cache means more capacity, and often significantly more, so it's very unintuitive that Lunar Lake should have less L3 than L2 cache. This directly contradicts an earlier leak that showed 16 MB of L3 cache for Lunar Lake but has identical specifications otherwise. They also took issue with the sample's alleged thread count, just 8. Intel's previous hybrid architecture CPUs have included hyperthreading for the P cores, which should result in 12 threads. Since A1 silicon is unlikely to be the final product, it's possible it's simply disabled because of technical issues or for testing purposes. On the other hand, early Lunar Lake samples don't have hyperthreading either. Although that could be a coincidence, it raises the possibility that Intel may be moving on from hyperthreading in 2024.